Hello, today we will be looking at how to distribute your music. Go to the distribution platform by following this address, distribute.musicinfo.io. Use the email that you registered your account with and made the purchase. Use the password that you got in the email after the purchase. This is different from the password that you use to log into the web store. If you forgot your password or you didn't get the email, click Forgot Your Password to reset your password. Once you're logged in, you get to the distribution platform dashboard. Here, there's some information about the releases and if you like to promote. We will look at those at another video. Right now, we will focus on how the distribution release works, and so let's start here. You go to distribute music, and there's some information here about your account and how many releases you have. If you have drafts that are releases that haven't yet been published, you will see here and be able to continue with your draft. Now we'll just create a new release. First, you need to upload a cover image, and this cover image needs to be at least 3000 by 3000 pixels. And we suggest that you use JPG format. If any time you're unsure about the information that you need to submit to this form, please hover your mouse over the eye icon to get some more information. Okay, so I will upload my artwork now. And I have my artwork here. I will need to add the credit to the artwork. I made this, but this is a test, so I will just write Test 2023. I will use that to fill in the fields for this test release. So the year, accept. A UPC code is a code for the release. It is like a serial or a barcode code that is unique to this release. If you have made a release of an album previously and already have a UPC code, please use that UPC code here. If this is a new release, then, and you don't yet have a UPC code, we will provide one for you. Just click here. Add the genres. Although you can set many genres here, we suggest that you only choose a maximum of 3 genres. If you choose more genres, there may be complications in the distribution and may slow down the distribution process because we will need to manually fix that. So once these are all chosen, if you don't see a genre here that you would like to use, please contact us and we can try to add that. If you find a genre here that is close enough to the genre of your music, please use that one. Okay, so the release information, the name, the label. So because I am an independent musician, I don't have a label that I would just write here, indie or independent. My publisher is myself, and self-publisher as well, or sub-publisher. Year, so copyright holder. This is for the sound recording. This is for the composition. And a description of your album. If it is part of a compilation, a collection of albums, then please choose that one. And your original release date. If this is not a new release and you have released it before, please set that date for, say I released this one back in 2009. Anyway, if this is a new release date, then please set it for sometime in the future from the moment that you will publish the album. Or a release can be a single of one track or an album of up to 50 tracks. The cost for a release is the same whether it is an album or a single. Once this is complete, we move on to the next step, which is the artists. So I can create a new artist here, or I can use one of the artists that have already appeared in one of my previous releases. So let's try this one. Okay, great. Now maybe I need to write a new artist here. So I will do that, and I would need to upload an image. There we go. Of course, the image of my artist would be different from the image of my release, or it may be the same. Of course, this depends on. And if you have already released music and have a Spotify profile, or a profile on Spotify, you have a unique Spotify ID, and you would need to use that specific ID. This is very important that your music gets linked to the correct artist on Spotify, and this is the same for iTunes and Apple. So if you have previously released your music and have an iTunes or Apple artist ID, please use the specific ID. Here, if you haven't, then you click it there and we will provide one for you. Okay, so the biography, you can write what you like here. No members. So if you are in a band, then you could add members to the band. Once this is complete, okay. I see, so 2 artists in total, 2 main artists, 0 featuring artists. 0 artists are both main and featuring role. I'll just delete one. Okay. I will add my track here. Now I upload my track. It is the sound file. It needs to be a WAV file, no MP3s. So a WAV, it is 44.1 kilohertz and 16 bits. That needs to be the specifications of the sound file. Okay, now I would add the track. Of course, many albums have many tracks, so you would have to add the track information for each sound file. Now also the genre again here. I'll just choose some here. An ISRC code is a specific code, like serial number or barcode for the specific track. If you have released this sound file, this track, previously and already have an ISRC code, you need to use the same ISRC code. If it is a sound file that is a version of the original, then you would use a new ISRC code because it is not the same as the original. So I don't have an ISRC code for this one. If you have an ISWC code, you can add it here, but it is not required. So then we look here. This is all about the tracks. So who is the artist on this track? It's me. Featuring artist, none. So I can preview the track. I suggest that you complete the whole track information before you preview the track. So this is self-published. So it is an instrumental track. I don't need to add information for the lyrics. And there is no lyrics, copyright owners. But if your track has lyrics, you need to complete this. And then the copyrights. So if this is a track that you use or have made available to the public domain, or is a free, made available freely, or it is an old track that has been composed. It varies, but say earlier than 1930, then it is most likely in the public domain. Like a lot of classical music is in the public domain, but not the sound file. So this is the sound file. If you were to click public domain, it would exempt your track, your music, from being available on many services because they don't accept music that is in the public domain, such as Apple Music, and because they monetize on the music that they play, so if it's in the public domain, they cannot monetize on it. So be very careful about that. Who is the who wrote the music? Who recorded the sound? Who is the performer? Okay, so this is all very important. If there are multiple performers, then you would adjust this accordingly. Once that is ready, okay, I see that there is a red symbol here. That means that something is not quite right. Usually it means that you just need to go over the whole application process here, just to double check that everything is okay. It looks good. And you can see here that it is changed to a check mark. And we can see here, yeah, so that is all right. So if you notice that there may be something missing, okay, so this one says incomplete information, description not set. So I would go to artist. What information? Okay, so I forgot this one. I will add that, and next. The problem is that I've already set this, so I will delete this artist. Okay, I can't delete it because I have already set it to some of the tracks. So I would need to change that artist. So I will delete that one and then go to the artist, and then I can delete that one. Will it let me? Let's see. Okay, now I can add a new artist. So let's see, create new artist, test for today, create artist, and then upload my image. No ID here, no Apple Tunes. Test. Okay, and that looks good to me. Let's see, will it accept it? So check the artist tab. What am I missing here now? Biography. So I will write my personal biography here. There we go. Check the artist tab. What does it say now? Of course, I have to add my artist now to the track. And that one is good. So I can go to the review here. And this is probably just because it needs email address. So use that one. Okay. What do I need to do here now? Main. Credits. Need a description here on the release. That is good. Artist country. That's what was missing here, I think. What will it say now? Aha, okay, it's all good. Now if I like, check the file here, I can preview the track. And have a listen. There we go. Okay. So now that my release is ready, everything looks good. Then review here. Oh, just still says artist missing information. Let's try adding that again. Okay, select stores. So once I collect, I cannot make any changes. I can't edit this release. It is ready to go. I will go to continue to store selection here. Now I can release to China distribution, which is all of these Chinese digital service providers. If your music is already on QQ, Kuwo, Kugo, and NetEase, those are offered by most distributors, is that you can still distribute your music with us and we will send your music to all of these other services and exclude these services from Tencent and NetEase. So I would click that, my release date, note that from the time of publishing your music here, it takes about 4 weeks that your music is live in China. So I would go here, and the soonest date that I could publish it would be the 10th of April. Now that is quite soon. I suggest that you would set it 4 weeks from the time that you publish. If it is a new release and you publish it 4 weeks before the actual global release date, the official release date, that it will be highlighted for banner promotion on the digital service providers. So that means that you get instant visibility and streams from the streaming services in China. If you want, you can also distribute your music to our global distribution here, and you would just click that. If you decide that you don't want to distribute your music globally at this moment, you can always come back later and distribute it there. It takes about 10 days, from 1 to 10 days, that your music is live on these global streaming services. It varies from service to service, but the biggest ones like Spotify and we've noticed that the YouTube Content ID works very well. So from the moment that you publish, it will be live in the global services. And the same goes for sync licensing. Sync licensing in China, our China sync license, it is worldwide. So they do make your music available for global productions. It is a Chinese service, and so they will focus on Chinese content, TV shows, movies, and it is non-exclusive, so you can always distribute or sync license your music with us, and you can always use other sync license services. You can select the track or the album, what you like, and when you are ready, then you will publish. I hope this was informative and you have a better idea of how the distribution platform works. If you have any questions, please contact us at support@musicinfo.io.